All right, so today we're going to take a deep dive into some lyrics.
Okay.
A song called Sins We Hide.
Sounds interesting.
It's kind of a pop alternative new wave kind of a thing.
Okay.
And what I thought was really interesting about it was kind of this whole idea of like 7 ways to lose your soul that it keeps talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And just a lot of this imagery about things that are kind of hidden inside of us.
Right. Yeah, it really gets at you right away, that feeling of like something's concealed. In the shadows we hide what we've become, and the
Yeah.
weight of the world too heavy for some, like right away you feel like, oh, this is about the things that we're carrying.
Yeah, and then like right after that, it's like the sins we hide, they show us who they are.
Right.
Like it's almost saying that those things are part of like defining us.
Exactly. And I think it's important for anyone listening that we're not just talking about like sins in a religious sense, right?
Right.
Like it's more about anything that we kind of keep hidden, our flaws or the things that we're not proud of.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but the song is kind of saying like those things actually can like make us who we are. They can show us like who we really are underneath.
But then it goes on to say, but when you look too deep, you fall too far. So it's almost like it's warning us about like overthinking it or being too hard on
No,
ourselves.
totally. Like there's a balance, like
Yeah.
it's good to look inward, but maybe if you focus on the negative too much, that's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah, and I love how it uses that phrase, 7 ways to lose your soul. It
Hmm.
mentions it in the intro and the chorus. And even in the pre-chorus, it's talking about, 7 sins that we bear and fall from, but it never actually tells us what all 7 are.
Right.
So it's kind of like this mystery.
I think that's what makes it so powerful, though, because it kind of lets each person imagine their own version of what those 7 things could be.
Yeah.
Like, what are your personal pitfalls,
Yeah.
Or maybe it's talking about these like universal human weaknesses that we all share.
Yeah, yeah.
But the song does actually give us some examples later on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in verse 2, it says gluttony, greed, pride, and wrath.
Oh, okay.
So like those are 4 right there, and you can kind of see how those could be self-destructive.
Right, and it's all happening in this really vivid setting, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like a city drowning in the rain, where the wicked walk without shame.
It's pretty bleak.
It is, yeah, like all of this internal conflict is mirrored in this like corrupt external world.
Totally. And it actually gets even more specific about society breaking down later on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it says like the preacher speaks, but no one hears, and justice drowns in rivers of fear.
Wow. Yeah, that's heavy.
Yeah, and then it kind of brings it back to the individual too, saying between what's right and what feels true,
Mm-hmm.
like we're all struggling to make those moral choices.
Right. And it feels like there's this darkness that's pulling at us too.
Oh yeah, that line, the darkness takes a piece of you. It's so powerful.
It is. Yeah, it's like you can never quite escape it.
And then the whole idea that a game begins, no one will win. And later on it says the game's been played, but no one's won. Like, it's almost saying that this is a battle that you can't win.
Yeah, it's a pretty pessimistic outlook.
It is, but maybe it's more like a realistic one.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's saying that these are just struggles that we have to constantly deal with
Mm,
and that no one's perfect.
yeah. Yeah.
That's what that last line makes me think too. We all fall down one by one.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's just part of being human.
So it's like we've gone on this journey through all of these hidden parts of ourselves
Yeah,
and how they affect us and how we try to deal with them.
exactly. And with that whole idea of the 7 ways to lose your soul, it really makes you think about the choices that we make
Right.
and the consequences of those choices.
Yeah. And I think that's a good point to leave our listeners with.
Right,
If we
right.
think about all of this, like what are the shadows that we see in the world today,
Hmm.
both in ourselves and in society as a whole? And what happens if we ignore them?
Yeah,
Or what happens if we focus on them too much?
it's definitely something to think about.
It is, yeah.
That's for sure.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive,
Thanks for having me.
and we'll see you next time.
See you then.